Hello everyone, so welcome you to the series of videos on Bex Queries, and this is the part 3 of the series of videos. So let's get started, and in this video I'm going to create some Bex queries displaying OLAP variables and exception reports. So in the earlier videos, actually in part 1, I showed the differences between selection and restricted key figure, the difference between formula and calculated key figure, and I also explained to you about the info cube on which I am running the Bex queries. And in part 2 I actually did some demos. I ran some Bex queries showing selection, formula, restricted key figure and calculated key figure. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Somnath Ray. I'm a SAP certified application associate in SAP HANA. I also have a CPA and a diploma in IFRS. And so in this series, that is part 3, I'm going to create some Bex queries displaying OLAP variables and exception. So let's get started with OLAP variables first. So I'm looking in the system, and actually I created some objects to display the OLAP variable. And so let's create the OLAP variables. So I dragged and dropped the company code on which I'm going to create a OLAP variable. So I hit restrict over here, and then I choose variables, and then I hit create over here, and I give it a name. Say for example OLAP uh, company comp code, and then I give it a technical name, which starts with Z OLAP comp code, and then I hit details, and then I choose over here selection option, and so rest are fine, and then I hit OK, and then we are done. And then I have to select this and put it on the right hand side. So OLAP company code, so let's put it over here, and we already have yes, so that's it then. Okay, so let's hit save, and so this is how the report will look like. So the company code will be an OLAP variable over here. Okay, so let's run this query. Okay, open query, and variable. Okay, so it's allowing the user to choose the particular company code, and also the transaction type, I guess. Yes, so the transaction type also he can select. So there's a huge list of transaction types, so he can choose like he can have single values or value ranges, so it gives a wide option. Say let's choose between PLN and 320 as the transaction type, and let's pop it up into the right hand side, and let's hit OK. And for company code, let's choose let us choose single values, and then let's choose all the company codes maybe, or maybe value ranges between 07 and let's choose over here Let's hit OK. So we are running the report. So we are seeing that both the company code and the transaction code are now OLAP variables, and it's running the report based on that. So that's all about it on how to create OLAP variables. Now let us go back into the system and create one more query to display how to create exception reports, which is very important. So basically, a word about OLAP variables. OLAP variables are very powerful. It makes the query dynamic and flexible, and it is globally available in the BW system. Now once it is done, once it is created, it is globally available, so that any other info provider can make use of it. So that's the biggest advantage of it. So let's go back into the system, and actually I created the query for the exception report. So let's go into the into that query. Probably it is let me have a look. Probably it's this one. Yes, so I just wanted to go over how to create the exception. So we can create uh, on exceptions and create a new exception over here, so like that. So let's remove that, and then we can edit it, and then we have to choose the exception over here by hitting new and create the alert level. So it gives the choices: good 1, good 2, good 3, like that. So let's cancel this out, delete this, remove this, and let's look at this exception. So basically we are actually doing a transactional audit based on acquisition value, based on the expenditure, and I have classified expenditures to the tune of, like, more than 1.6 million as as of a high risk rate. So it will be shown in orange color, and the expenditures which are under half a million are fine, which will be shown in green color, and the rest of the expenditures between half a million and 1.6 will be shown in a different color. So that's how you classify the expenditures within an exception report. So let's go back and hit OK, and let's run the query over here, and let's hit query, execute. Let's go back into the system, and let's run the query. So I'm running this query fresh. So this was from a previous query, the same exception report. So let me explain to you now the different color codes. So we have seen that expenditures below half a million are classified in green, and expenditures over 1.6 million are classified with a color code of orange, and in between expenditures, that is between half a million and 1.6, are classified in white color. So that's how the color coding kicks in. So these are basically alerts. So this is a good way to create an exception report. So that's all about it, and so in this video series I have explained how to create OLAP variables and exception reports. So hope this discussion was useful, and thank you very much for watching this video, and see you soon in the fourth series, in the fourth part of this video series. So thank you very much again, and see you soon.